If you're an agricultural hauler, you're going to absolutely love how simple and easy the Ag Exemption is in the My20 app. It's so easy. Once the exemption is activated and the 150 air mile radius is automatically set using the My20 GPS geofencing technology. Everything else is automatic. It determines whether you are inside or outside the boundary based on your current location. It automatically changes your duty status based on that location. To activate the Ag Exemption in the My20 app, you should select the time clock screen in the lower left corner of the home screen. It is the round circle that looks like a clock. Once you're on the time clock screen, in the lower right corner, you will see the words exceptions and none if no exceptions are activated. To activate any exception, select the word none and the exception screen will appear. On the exception screen, proceed down the list to the word agriculture and select the white circle on the right to activate the Ag Exception. Once the Ag Exception is activated, a map with a 150 air mile radius will appear. At the bottom of the screen, you will be asked if you want to use your current location as the commodity origin of the 150 air mile radius boundary. Answer yes if you want to use your current location, or answer no if you want to select your location manually. We recommend that you select the origin manually so you can take advantage of both the inbound and outbound trips for your 150 air mile radius. You can either move the map by dragging your finger on the screen and touching the desired location, or you can enter the specific address in the search by address box at the top of the screen. Once the address is entered and searched, the circle will adjust based on the manually entered address. Now, select the Use This Location button at the bottom of the screen. At this point, the Ag Exception is activated in the My20 app. It will automatically control your duty status changes for on-duty, driving, and off-duty based on your GPS location for your agriculture 150 air mile radius boundary that you set. On the exception screen, the circle will move to the right and turn orange once it is activated. On the time clock screen, the letters AG will appear below the word exception on the lower right corner. This will let you know the agriculture exception has been turned on and is currently activated. Once you turn on the Ag Exception, if your GPS position is inside or you are entering the 150 air mile boundary, you will receive a pop-up message that you are inside the radius boundary. The My20 app operates under the FMCSA's Agricultural HOS Exemption rule set. When the My20 app is connected to the My20 ELD and the vehicle travels at 5 miles per hour or greater, the app will automatically change your duty status to off-duty ag, and the 8-hour 30-minute break, 11-hour driving, 14-hour on-duty, and your weekly cycle clocks will automatically all stop instantly as soon as you cross that invisible 150 air mile boundary. You do not have to touch anything. Any driving activity inside the 150 air mile boundary will be shown on your daily rods as a dashed line on your off-duty status. When your GPS position is leaving the 150 air mile boundary, you will receive a pop-up message that you had left the radius boundary. You are no longer under the FMCSA's Agricultural HOS Exemption rule set. When the My20 app is connected to the My20 ELD and the vehicle travels at 5 miles per hour or greater, the app will automatically change your duty status to driving, and the 8-hour 30-minute break, 11-hour driving, 14-hour on duty, and your weekly cycle clocks will automatically all start instantly as soon as you cross and leave that invisible 150 air mile boundary. You do not have to touch anything. Any driving activity outside the 150 air mile boundary will be shown on your daily rods as a solid line on your driving status. Once the Ag Exception is activated in the My20 app, it will remain on until it is manually deactivated by simply reversing how you turned it on. Go back to the time clock screen, select Exceptions, and select the orange circle on Agriculture to turn off the Ag Exception, and it will turn back to white. Touch the back arrow and go back to the time clock screen. The word none will replace the letters AG on the time clock screen in the lower right corner below the word exceptions. Standard HOS rules will apply at all times once the Ag Exception button is turned off. To sum it up, the Ag Exception on the My20 app makes the ag hauler's life a lot simpler. It honestly couldn't be any easier tracking ag. The driver doesn't have to manually keep up with miles driven in regards to the 150 air mile boundary, wondering if they should be tracking the time or not towards their hours of service. The biggest time saver everyone loves is that you don't have to make an annotation every time you have to use the Ag Exception as required by FMCSA if your ELD doesn't do it for you. Once activated, the My20 app uses the latest in GPS geofencing technology along with the My20 ELD's internal GPS to determine where you are in relation to your Ag 150 air mile radius. Lastly, it gives you an easy and accurate way to validate to a law enforcement officer that you are in complete compliance with the Ag Exemption and the FMCSA mandate using the latest HOS regulations. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to our support team at 865-888-6920 extension 2. Take care and drive safe.